Welcome to the Edgevity Podcast, where midlife women come to protect their energy, sharpen their edge, and feel powerful in the next chapter. I'm your host, Kristine Caruso, founder of Edgevity. This podcast is for high-performing women navigating midlife, perimenopause, menopause, career, family, leadership, reinvention, wellness, and longevity without losing themselves in the process. And our mission is simple: help women understand what is happening in their bodies, advocate for better care, and build a life, a business, a career, and a future that supports who they're becoming. Because midlife is not the end of your edge. It is the beginning of your edgevity. And today, I am so excited because we have two powerhouse women joining us for a conversation that brings together clinical insight, real-life behavior change, nutrition, hormones, mindset, and sustainable wellness. Our first guest is Kelly Killen, founder of KK Wellness Consulting and the creator of the Prepping for Life app. Kelly brings a bold, practical, and deeply experienced perspective to nutrition, coaching, and long-term lifestyle change. Her work's not about quick fixes, restrictive diets, or chasing perfection. It is about helping you build real systems, sustainable habits, confidence, accountability, and self-management that actually work in real life. Kelly is also the author of Why Are You Still Fat? And it is a direct, unapologetic guide that challenges the mindset, ego, comfort zone, and patterns that can keep people stuck. And her message is refreshingly honest. The diet isn't always the problem. Mindset may be. Also joining us, Katherine Diggs, founder of KD Wellness Company. And this is a women's health and wellness brand focused on helping women feel seen, supported, clinically guided through every stage of midlife. Katherine is a nurse practitioner with a deep passion for women's health, hormone health, perimenopause, menopause, PMS, PMDD, PCOS, endometriosis, thyroid concerns, nutritional deficiencies, wellness, and health optimization. And her work is rooted in the belief that women deserve more than rushed visits, vague answers, or being told their symptoms are normal when they know something feels off. Katherine also has her own supplement line, and it is designed to support women in key areas: vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3s, B-complex, creatine, gut health, fiber, estrogen balance, testosterone balance, and metabolic ovarian support. And today, we are bringing these two worlds together: the clinical side of women's health and hormones, and the real-life behavioral side of sustainable nutrition, mindset, and accountability. We are going to unpack why women feel stuck, what actually helps them create change, and how hormones and habits intersect, and why midlife wellness is not about doing more. It is about understanding your body and building support that fits your life. Kelly and Katherine, welcome to the Edgevity Podcast. I am so happy to have you both here. Wow, I'm so delighted to be here with Katherine Diggs and Kelly Killen. And ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. Two amazing powerhouse women in the wellness space. They will be household names, trust me. I'd love to start, Kelly, with you and your background. A licensed behavioral therapist, analyst with advanced nutrition, a binge and emotional eating practitioner. These aren't typical credentials in the wellness space. How does that set your approach?
You're not going to see a lot of licensed behavior analysts that also bring nutrition into the science. I think about 14 years ago, I pioneered bringing this science and creating a model because I had so many women coming to me because my background was in professional bodybuilding, and everything about bodybuilding, it is the sport of eating. And I was getting extremely passionate about helping women lose weight, using nutrition, principles of that, and the two worlds collided. And I saw that my license as a behavior analyst, I was serving about 34 school divisions at the time, and I was working with individuals with intellectual disabilities, helping teachers to serve them. And I realized that there is behavior change and cognitive behavioral support within the constructs of weight loss. So I started to develop this program, and it has really helped the sustainability and the long-term lifestyle approach of atomic habits and stacking those habits really stick. So the sustainability rate that I had when we had our clients coming through our program was about 87%. And if you look at the research on weight loss, it's pretty dismal, and that really got me excited. So that's how the two worlds collided.
That is amazing. And you had me at the sport of eating.
Yeah.
I love that.
I coined that years ago because truly a lot of people think that bodybuilding is what you do in the gym. But actually, in order to really strip down that aesthetic, it's 100% nutrition. So that's why I call it the sport of nutrition.
Outstanding. I agree. And I think as women, our bodies are different and have different needs. And if you can bring that information to the table on top of what was studied, right? Katherine, your similar background with your passion for nutrition. Help me understand what your role is with this, with the vitamins, everything that you bring to the table with your practice.
So thank you so much for having me. And so I've been a nurse practitioner in women's health for many years. And when you go to school for medicine and nursing, nurse practitioner, you get one class over nutrition, one. You learn very little to nothing about supplementation, even the role of vitamins, just a little snippet. But whenever you're out in clinical practice, you see people that are really desperate, I would say, for something to make them feel better, right? They all want to be a stakeholder in their care. And everybody just about that I see, no matter what their background, no matter what their financial situation is on some type of supplement, some type of vitamin. And they bring in their plastic bag, and a lot of it's just loose pills, or it's bottles that have this beautiful, shiny marketing and the trends that they learn. And they've got these auto ship, very expensive plans, and they may or may not take them. And so seeing that in practice time and time again, and specifically my niche is women's health and love hormone therapy, especially our midlife women are searching for something to make them feel better. I thought, man, I've got to do some research here. I want to find a great company, a great lab, US-based, clean products, because the supplement industry is not FDA approved. People can say and make these declarative statements that my product guarantees blank, and nobody comes and checks it. So people that are desperate to feel better, they buy in, right? They believe the hook. They're like, oh, this is going to make me sleep. This is going to prevent aging. This is going to do this. I need it. When they never even think of what's my lifestyle? What are my food choices? What are my steps? What's my sleep, my stress? So I'm always food forward, right? I want everybody to get their nutrients from their food, diet, lifestyle first. But even with the standard American diet, unfortunately, we all fall short of something. So 2024, and some personal stuff too. I had a hysterectomy at 31. Didn't feel great for many years. I'm like, I think I'm doing all these things right. But for me, it was personal, but it was also for my patient's sake that I wanted high quality, good supplements, great products that are what they say they are. So yeah, I launched Katie Wellness Supplements 2024. Thought it would just be like a little baby project, but it's been surprisingly quite successful, huge, and hopefully making everybody's lives as wonderful as it has mine, because it's great products. So yeah, just trying to fill that gap of people walking into the big box store of, hey, my doctor said I need a vitamin D, but they have no idea how much and how often and what brand. And here comes Katie Wellness.
Outstanding. And your background is so perfect for this. It's just amazing to bring in the conversation about hormones. I think that is so important. Kelly, your business with the weight loss and coaching, you've been expanding into hormones and longevity, all things included in midlife health for us to live optimally. We are all aging, and that's a privilege. Happy to be part of that group, right? But it does come with its special set of circumstances and things that we really need and have the luxury of being able to learn about and help ourselves. How do you see, and what do you do, Kelly, to help your clients to move in the right direction?
So what I found clearly working with women is the demographic of women that I would serve were in that perimenopausal, menopausal phase of life. And my role is, I really see it as critical, because without a foundation of lifestyle habits, sleep, nutrition, whole foods, macronutrients, looking at your micronutrients, looking what's deficient, your movement, your stress, your strength training. If that isn't the foundation, we're really not going to make any kind of impact by just throwing hormones and throwing even peptides and whatever women are searching right now. We're not going to make an impact without the foundation. So my role is to help medical providers, and working collectively with women is to help them to build the foundation, which is very hard. Lifestyle change takes years. So that is why after so many years of serving women, they weren't feeling better even after the weight loss. They were seeing changes in their biomarkers, but they still weren't feeling better. And I had to learn about hormones. I had to really understand perimenopause and menopause in order to help them, send them to the right people, understand what it is was going on with them, and of course, change the trajectory in which I was having them move less, right? And I was having them focus more on sleep. And I was looking at different food protocols and helping them to guide them through their independence with nutrition and responsibly nourishing their bodies with different foods because of the different phases of life they were in.
I know, and that can be so overwhelming. There is a lot of information out there. And I think what more people need is not as much information, but targeted, responsible, I call it a map, an action plan, basically find out what's going on with your body and then learn from the experts. And we have, and I want to pause on that and we'll talk about that in a minute, but I want to jump back to Katherine because this overwhelming wellness trend and the things that affect people, tell us a little bit about that. How and why and what? How do you know what's actually going to work?
I take a super individualized approach. Thankfully, my clinic, I get to spend about an hour or more with a patient, which is abnormal, right? With traditional medicine, most people are sped through the proverbial belt, right? They just next. And I'm so thankful that I have time. And so whenever I first meet somebody, my question to them when they have their chief complaint, right? That they come in with what's bugging them. And I say oftentimes, what's one thing, the number one thing that if we could fix today, what would that be? So I take that and then I go down that trail. And for some women, it's going to be brain fog, right? Corporate women, especially, they feel like they are just no longer functioning at the capacity where they were. And then boom, perimenopause hits, that chaos. They feel they've got these presentations at work or just the productivity in general. And they're like, I'm falling short, Katherine, I'm falling short. I feel like I'm going to lose it because my male counterpart, so to speak, is keeping up just fine. And I really feel like I'm falling short. So we just address that brain fog and we go there, right? Do we want to discuss hormones today? And I'm like, Kelly too, I'm like, what's the lifestyle? What's the foundation? And if the foundation is broken, that's what we address, right? If they truly are wanting to become extremely well and have more energy, but I find out all day long they're drinking a sugary drive-through coffee drink, we talk about that. So again, it's a very individualized kind of what matters most to you today. And I do ask very basic foundational questions. Eat, movement, sleep, relationships, just their mental health. And if I find something there that is really fractured, that's what we address first, quite frankly, because I've found, and you guys know this too, that if you throw on, we just started several different hormones and then the supplement, and let's say we had not a great outcome from it, we're not going to know what that was that caused it. So I think, again, address the foundation if that's where the fracture is. And then if everything's perfect foundationally and we know she just never exercises or whatever, we address that. And I could go on and on about that, but just very individualized approach for sure.
I agree. It's when you're remodeling a house. What is bugging you the most?
Yes.
Put your time and energy there. And once you tidy that up, the rest can fall into place.
Exactly.
And then I love that you give your patients that amount of time. That is so rare. So people need to find you if they're in your area for sure. That's one of the components too. And the reason that I founded Edgevity was because I hear that midlife women, especially working women. It doesn't matter if you're running a household, that's a job, right? Or if you're corporate and you are in meetings and you're in a boardroom and you're experiencing brain fog, or you feel like you're going to be at risk to lose your job because you are at a blip in time that can be fixed, but that's not how it's seen from the outside. So for women to really be able to hone in, if it's your sleep and you can manage that, then you can manage the anxiety or the brain fog or the analysis paralysis that falls into place. And I think that's really a conversation now that's being had that has not been had in the past. And the education that's going with that, the conferences, how you and I met to learn from the experts.
Yes.
And then Kelly, what you're doing with your wellness conference. I want to hear more about that. Tell me, what are you building?
So in 2025, I decided that I was going to really restructure KK Wellness Consulting. I had a lot of coaches working for me. We were serving 4 countries. We were serving women all over the nation. And I had quite a bit of contractors working for me. And I made the decision that I really wanted to make an impact in this space. Longevity, women's health, and hormones, and just overall health and wellness. So I decided that I would just grab one of the best international speakers out there that really was calling to me, and that was Dr. Kelly Casperson.
Amazing.
I think she's a badass. And not only
You can say that here.
Yeah,
you can say that
for sure.
Not only did she get the black box off of estrogen and open up, I can't even get my Dottie estrogen patch now from the pharmacy because it's sold out. But she is now focused on helping women and advocating for testosterone and so much more. Sexual health. She's really bringing so many women to the table and educating. And you mentioned something earlier. Knowledge without application is useless, right? And there is so much information out there. So I just want to bring a conference to where we're going to be in West Palm, November 13th and 14th. We have 15 total presenters, 2 days of outstanding information. And my goal is to be the conduit, not only to help a lot of women in this space that are business owners, coaches, specialists, doctors, bring their specialties to women, but to carry this on and help. What I'm going to be shaping for 2 days is helping everyone walk away with a blueprint. The way we're really going to create and curate this is even through electronic handouts where we're really going to guide them through what from every single presenter can I walk away with and actually implement. That's the important part, is application. There's so much information out there, but how are we going to facilitate, and I'm an educator, how are we going to facilitate the application and what happens next? That's important to me. And so I'm really going to make a concerted effort that I start to create my conferences with that in mind. So we're going to have Dr. Kelly Casperson all day, 5 CMEs, and 14 pre-conference breakouts, 20 exhibits. I'm turning them away at this point. Sponsors have been truly amazing. Vital Medical is our telehealth hormone and peptide specialist that will be there. So many other great sponsors, and just so excited.
Amazing. So this is first annual, it sounds like, and ongoing. I love it. So Dr. Kelly Casperson as your keynote speaker is going to be such a draw. If you haven't heard that name, which we all have, she is the author of You Are Not Broken, and then her new book, The Menopause Moment. She's fantastic, as Kelly mentioned, with all things hormones, testosterone. Katherine and I were actually with her on a retreat, learning from the best, when she got the call that she was going to go to the FDA with Dr. Rachel Rubin, and they were going to present the information. A few months later, didn't take long, the black box warning for estrogen freed up the world for women to have access to something that they were scared about, and to just be able to have these conversations to put women at ease, not to just give more information, but to give them wisdom and choices and the opportunity for nuanced conversations with their healthcare providers. This is so important. So you do have another speaker. We happen to have her in front of us. Katherine, what are you going to talk about?
Yes. So of course, my love for women's health naturally, and my love for supplements and wellness. Kelly asked me to think of the most impactful supplements. If I had to name 5, what would they be? And that's hard because there are so many different supplements out there. But I really did think, okay, midlife women, their problems, the most common things that I hear with real women in practice, and myself personally too. I'm like, what are those most impactful ones? So I'm going to talk about the 5 supplements that I would recommend for most all midlife women. So many women are like, again, the supplement thing, there's so much out there. And like you guys said, the information out there is just exhausting. And so oftentimes people will intentionally start a supplement or start a good thing and then just stop it. So I really think it's important to focus. And like Kelly said, she wants a call to action. People are going to leave this conference knowing I'm going to be the key stakeholder of my health. What can I do leaving this conference to feel better? And so hopefully, even if they just start one supplement, it'll help them feel better. So those 5, just real quick, are vitamin D3 and magnesium complex, and omega, of course, the DHA and EPA, creatine monohydrate, and fiber. Those are my 5, and I could go on and on about each one of them, but.
And it sounds like each one of those is going to target a particular component that women start to face in midlife when their hormones are dropping. These can pick up a little bit of the slack whether or not they do hormone therapy at that point in life. We're still looking at cardiovascular health. We're looking at muscle, things like that.
Yes, creatine. Kelly, you being with your background, I know creatine's been a part of your life for a long time. I personally started the creatine journey. I was traveling for work across the world, and I was super concerned with the time change and feeling completely just jet lagged the entire trip. And this was an intensive work trip. So I knew I needed something to combat jet lag. So that's really my first love and the first research that I was really seeking. And creatine kept coming up for the brain and the ability for recall, processing time with travel, right? And so I found a lot of really great trials and evidence. And so then the next step was a good quality creatine. I wanted it monohydrate. And with creatine at the very end of the production and of this supplement, it's going to be bathed at the end. And manufacturers, labs are going to bathe it either with an acid bath or they're going to bathe it with a water bath. And for me, anytime you hear the word acid, you're like, that can't be good to put in my body and on a cellular level. So whenever I went to my lab and my company, I asked all these little nuanced questions, and they're like, we've never had anybody ask us this before. And I said, well, it's real important. I'm going to put my name on this and I'm going to put it in my body. And so initially for me, again, it was trip, jet lag, traveling for work, all the things. And then also a high quality, clean product. And it is bathed in water at the end of it. Tasteless, odorless, colorless, you dissolve it. And then as you guys can see, if you have social media, creatine's everywhere now for women. We inherently have less of it, but it's not just about muscles, right? It's so much more about our brain. And whenever you have the right amount, it helps with brain fog, helps with anxiety, helps with depression. And a new study came out, you guys, this week from UCLA about its animal studies, but super excited that the dendritic cells of our immune system, that creatine can even fight cancer cells. So love reading all of these things, right? So creatine's a super exciting one. Elderly people can take it, young people can take it. Again, women, men, everybody can take creatine.
I heard something the other day that who was it? Oh, Dr. Stacy Sims. She talks a lot about creatine. And she said you would have to eat 7 chicken breasts to get the amount of creatine that you need.
Yes.
Now, we have these pure forms, like you said, we do the homework, do our research, and to be able just to supplement. Now, yes, could we get it from food? Sure, that's a lot of chicken.
So it's a lot of chicken, a lot of steak, a lot of eggs. Yeah,
yes,
a lot.
Exactly. And then the other thing that you mentioned, fiber, so important at this age. What we're doing now is going to help our 80-year-old self. These are the things we need.
And fiber is one of those things that's always boring, right? Whenever it comes to health and nutrition. And Kelly, when you're telling people about eat more fiber, people think about cardboard boxes and like bark on a tree. And I'm like, no, there's so many other ways to get amazing fiber, but really fiber is the foundation of your gut. You can do all these amazing probiotics and gut things and buy all these, again, trending things that are like your gut health. If you don't have fiber, none of those things matter. And it's so great for metabolic health, insulin resistance, and colon cancer prevention too, right? So yeah, when you're going to be in the wellness space, not only are you promoting health, but you're also preventing disease.
100%. And then vitamin D, tell us a little more.
Vitamin D. Okay, so vitamin D was actually my first baby. I, again, been in women's health forever as a nurse practitioner, and I did OB care. So I would see women throughout their pregnancy, and as a nurse practitioner, I didn't deliver their baby, so my physicians did. But I'd spend this entire 40 weeks with these ladies. And where I live in Deep East Texas, I have a very diverse group of patients that I take care of. And I found my ladies of color most often would have a vitamin D deficiency. And so I'm like, okay, let me learn more about this. And a lot of it's because of the way that the sun synthesizes it through our skin, right? Makes sense. The fairer you are, the easier it is for the sun to synthesize. The darker you are, it's like a inborn kind of sunscreen. But then I had a rep come around one day with the March of Dimes, and that's an organization for people that deliver preterm babies, right? And these babies are critical, and they're in the ICU for a very long time because of severe needs. And she said that most often these ladies that have preterm labor and cervical incompetence, it's because of a vitamin D deficiency, and it's related to some changes in the vagina. And it's more specifically for people with recurrent bacterial vaginosis. And I'm like, okay, well, I have a lot of ladies that, not just OB, that have recurrent bacterial vaginosis. And oftentimes also it's more with a certain demographic group, right? So I'm like, okay, that occurs not just with pregnancy, and certainly, heaven forbid, we want to prevent any preterm deliveries. So I started checking everybody then for vitamin D. Didn't matter if you're pregnant, not pregnant, postpartum, perimenopause. And I found there's just massive deficiency. And if you correct that deficiency, you correct vaginal health. When the vaginal health is healthy, then the cervix is healthy. And I could go on and on just about that. Vitamin D is actually a hormone. So it's a pro-hormone that makes us all just feel better. And then I also, with women and postpartum, and mental health is something that we talk about a lot in visits. I had these 3 sisters from a very small town, and one came in, she's, I really need an antidepressant. I'm losing it. She was classic menopause, right? Her mood was all over the place, tearful, angry, you name it. And I said, let's just check some stuff first. Let's just look. Checked her vitamin D level, and it was like 10. She had none. So just started her on high potency vitamin D and then a daily regimen. So cute. Her other 2 sisters came in to see me, and they're like, Katherine, whatever antidepressant it is that you gave sister, we want it. And I'm like, go talk to your sister and see what we started. And so just optimizing her vitamin D, what it did for her mental health was massive. And you know, we all know the stigma or the saying, a couch potato, right? Yeah, I don't wanna. If you're feeling like a couch potato, check your vitamin D. Most likely you got a vitamin D deficiency if you got the I don't want tos.
That's so interesting. You unpacked a lot there for me, much more.
Sorry.
Yes. No, such a good service that you know this and we're able to express this for patients. Okay, I'm going to give you the other one, omega-3s. Tell me everything you know.
Okay, so again, I don't want to get too scientific, but omega-3s, our cells, we're just made up of a ton of cells, all of us, big glob of cells. Our cells have a lipid bilayer, fatty. Omega is a beautiful fat. It helps with your brain, your eyes, your skin. It's truly one of the greatest longevity supplements if you're going to take. It's anti-aging. People that take omegas, it's a potent anti-inflammatory. It does wonders for your cholesterol, your lipids. But we want our cells to be healthy for all the things that we're doing so that those good things can actually enter the cell. In order to do that, the omegas really come in and they really help things get through that lipid bilayer just for a baseline. If you're working with somebody like Kelly and she's telling you how to eat and how to move, all those things are going to pay off greater when you have a healthy amount of omegas in place. And again, I'm always going to be food forward, diet forward. So if you have a perfect diet of you're eating fatty fish weekly, the Mediterranean diet, you're getting tons of great clean olive oil and salmon, we can talk about that. You may not have to supplement because a lot of people, it gets expensive, right? Quite frankly, it adds up. But I love that, again, whenever I went to my lab and I'm like, y'all, I really want a good omega that doesn't taste like fish because so many of them do. I'm just so thrilled that ours doesn't. And I think that, again, from skin to hair to cellular health to your lipid profile, anti-inflammatory omegas are just imperative.
I agree, 100%. Kelly, are we on this, right?
100%, yes.
Yes, so good. One of the things that you mentioned, and I'd like to bounce back to Kelly, but Katherine, that you brought up was how you're helping your community. And I think that is so important. And I think it's important for us too, as women going through this stage, to have our own communities. And just truth be told, having met you back in November of 2025, we were with 22 high-powered women and a great leader with Dr. Kelly. And so that community persists. And I continue to learn from you ladies and hopefully vice versa in the WhatsApp chat that we have. So I think anything that you can do to gather your people, and even if it's your 5 in the room who are going to elevate you, right? But then to bring in all the others, that you have a sounding board, that you're speaking to other people. And even we have such a great opportunity with social media. And Kelly, I know that you have been building for many years your Facebook and your Instagram community. Tell me a little bit more about what you've learned along the way for how this is helping midlife women.
Wow. So about 9 or 10 years ago, when my business was really growing and thriving, I realized that I was serving mostly women. We had some men, but I would say my niche is definitely with women, and it continues to be to today. And what I found was my Facebook group that I had created, I ended up growing it to over 1,000 subscribers. Structure of that group and what we offered and how we provided coaching and the community aspect of that Facebook group was just so impactful. Recently, just through this shift in information overload, but specifically AI, I made a decision because I had this beautiful client management system built for my business. I'm very blessed with that I had the ability to create communities off of social media and to bring some of that AI into it. If you're a coach in the space right now and you're not beginning to utilize AI, you're going to be left behind. So it is important to me to continue that community aspect, bring women somewhere where they can be heard, gain the information, then start applying it. So I built a Prepping for Life app. And so it has the same communities on it. It gives them the resources. It gives them the information. It allows them that personal accountability, but it's a coaching tool for women. Okay. So that's where I went with the communities that have been highly impactful in the business that I do.
Love that. And I think you brought something important up. We can start that community, we can have those conversations, but we are in an age right now with artificial intelligence that we can expand our reach and we can meet people where they are. And that's one of the big things that I'm doing as well with Edgevity. I created a custom GPT. I'm not going to go into it now because it's way too big and exciting, but I would love for you guys to try it out. And it's called Powerful Women. It's a board of directors of 10 agents or bots that I built, and they actually talk amongst themselves. And I have a healthcare analyst. I have someone who is about a catalyst for action, someone who is about making good decisions, things like that. So for me, this was so exciting to build because when women are experiencing anything, brain fog, just questioning, am I doing the right thing? AI can be a very good resource, but targeted, right? Built by people like me or you who are going to use it responsibly. put guardrails in place. So all the information that I have within my AI, in my GPT, comes from PubMed. So things that we can access, Katherine and Kelly, as people in healthcare versus the general internet, where some of the information might come from Reddit, and no disgrace of that, right? You're going to get the populist opinion, but I want the science, I want the evidence. So that was one of my AI contributions. So agree. I think that this is so important. What's next, ladies? What is next? So what's next for you, Katherine?
I work in my clinic that I'm an employee for, which I love. And like I said, I get to spend a ton of time with people. Launched KD Wellness in 2024. And then 2025, the end of 2025, excuse me, I filed for my own PLLC, so my own KD Wellness clinic. I'm structuring that. I'm very intentional with only taking a few clients, about every 12 weeks. I want to work with women intentionally, spend the time, and with hormone replacement therapy, for example, or even just if people want to know what's my supplement protocol I should do, it's so individual. And so with prolonged, ongoing getting to know people, like I said earlier, the most important thing that they want to address, and then also that shared decision. We talk about it. We talk about all the different options because, as y'all know, with hormone therapy, now that it is getting out there, people are learning like, oh, I can take, there's a patch, there's gel, there's spray, there's this, there's that. And I love those kind of very nuanced decision makings with my patients that I'm trying to get them feel their very best. And with that comes trial and error. We start with one thing and then we usually stack another. And so, yeah, KD Wellness Clinic was launched, and my wait list is just getting longer and longer, it's a good problem, right? It's a great problem to have. But then there's that caregiving part of me that wants to help all these women, that pull that's like, man, I got to get with her because I know she's not feeling well. So very exciting things to come. Can't wait for it.
It sounds so good. So people can find you at KD Wellness. I follow you on social media. I learn things from you all the time. And I really appreciate how you put it in a box, right? So it can be patient friendly, but it also can be prescriber friendly. We are influencing the women who not only write the prescriptions, but those who influence the policy. So patients.
Absolutely.
Ultimately, it comes down to people feeling better.
Absolutely. And I'm super excited. I had a full circle moment happen this week for me. Yeah. So one of the first OBs that I went to work for as a nurse practitioner, she's a mentor. She's amazing. She was one of the first female OBGYNs in my small community. So she had to be very strong, very vocal, she's talk about a badass. That's her. And she's this tiny little human. But I worked with her in that time of stop all hormones, right? The WHI studies came out, the Time magazine, the news, the media, it's like stop hormones. And so I remember that in clinic. I remember almost the day that it happened. And I'm like, wait, what? We give everybody hormones. And so there was just this tension of, wait a minute. And so she reached out to me this week. She's postmenopausal and she's like, I want to get together. And what's so cool is she is now the chief of staff of one of our hospitals. And if that mindset shifts, right, it is shifting. It is going to be huge for my little community. Massive. And so I'm like, that part of me is, I'm only a nurse practitioner. And this amazing woman who's brilliant is like, Katherine, I need to know more about this. And what's the current data? What's the current evidence? And I'm so excited. So we're going to get together next week.
Amazing. Yes. And this is how we create a bigger community, a better workforce, keep women in the workforce, keep them happy, basically make the world a better place.
And Katherine, you bring up a really good point. Every woman, no matter where they are on their walk, whatever their niche or specialty is, we all deserve to have someone in our corner. We all deserve an accountability partner. No one is better than anyone else. And I think that any woman who gives themselves that opportunity to get coached, even if they're a coach, that's what's very difficult, I think, in this space is we all are surrounded by amazing practitioners and doctors and specialists and coaches. And every coach deserves a coach. So it's an important lesson because through my years, I've had coaches, I've had business coaches. We all deserve to just stop and choose to have somebody that is going to pour into us and be that accountability partner. Especially in this day and age of all kinds of information overload, who are we accountable to actually make sure we're applying it and having some power and growing and progressing and examining our action plans and all of that. So it is important. Yeah.
So I agree 100%. Coaches need coaches. And here we are, very accomplished. Who do we reach out to?
Funny you should say that. So I reached out to Kelly. I was stuck and shared with her some challenges. And for me specifically, full disclosure was just getting to the gym, working out. I'm great at walks. I'm great at long walks. I love them. But beyond that and lifting and muscle is our investment for future health. It's the independence for the future, being able to get up, walk and not fall and hold our grandbabies. And so I reached out to Kelly. I'm like, I need you. And it has been phenomenal. Like she said, and you can be accomplished and successful and have a practice and all these things, but we get stuck. I was stuck. And her check-ins, her conversations with me, it's never like I'm being fussed at or criticized. It comes from a loving place, very, again, holding me accountable and making sure that I'm going to be successful in this. And I told her what my goals were because that was one of the first things she asked me, like I do my patients. And so I love that we're like-minded in that way. And it's not about Kelly thinks Katherine needs to do such and such, but it's like, what is it that you want, Katherine, and how can I help you accomplish that? And so it's been amazing.
Wow.
Something powerful about paying to pay attention to something. And women are nurturers. We're built to be focused on so many other facets of our life, areas of our life that we can get stuck. I work with a continuum of women. Some women could have a multitude of goals, and some it's one small thing. And just by pay attention, being accountable, it can open up a world of growth for them just on one area.
I think that is so important. And we don't know what we don't know. So it's great to have that opposite lens. Look at me, tell me where my blind spots are.
Yes.
And then the way that you curate that information, help me help you. And sometimes it's just about seeing a bigger picture.
Sometimes it's just women thinking they have to do everything. And the behavioral momentum of just focusing on one thing and letting go of the rest creates change in other areas. And some of them just need the confidence that I can get to maintenance or have great fidelity and mastery in one area. Okay, now I understand how I need to begin to stack that. And I think they get stuck in analysis paralysis, as you mentioned earlier, for sure. And they just don't want to start anything because they have the perfectionist mentality. That dichotomous thinking, the all or nothing, is paralyzing for most of my clients. And it's just giving them permission. It's just giving them permission.
Absolutely. And I think for me too, it was really a lot of boundary setting because my heart was always servant heart. I'm going to serve my patients first. If I wake up like we all do to phone calls, text messages, needs from the people that we care for, they came first, always. And so it's like, when am I ever going to make time to get back into the gym to lift? Because I really need to serve this patient first thing in the morning because she texted me last night. And now, not that I don't address their needs and take care of them, but it's like, I've got to take care of Katherine too. And really discovering that. And it's so beautiful because I have 3 daughters and I'm teaching them, really nobody's going to take care of you except for you. And I want them to learn this so much younger than I did because I'm definitely perfectionist mindset and I'm so hard on myself. And I felt like I was falling short if I didn't, first thing whenever I woke up, reach out to those people that had reached out or whatnot. And now I'm able to communicate and say, hey, I'm going to be out these days. My phone's off. And things that I never dreamed that I would do. And I'm okay. They're okay. And I love that. And it seems, when I say it out loud, it seems so simplistic almost, that the way Kelly really communicated to me what that would do for me internally, mentally, physically, I'm like, you know what? It's okay.
It's the loop. It's a cognitive behavioral support loop. And once you understand where someone is getting stuck, then you can start to pour into them and give them that one prompt that can serve them in so many different areas. And for Katherine, it was, I'm going to be selfish.
Yeah.
The prompt comes every morning. You're giving yourself permission. Someone is helping you with that thought, and then driving it with your boundaries throughout the day. Once you've identified what it is that's holding me back from accomplishing my own self-care, whatever it is, it's very nuanced depending on the woman. You can make such an impact on your health and wellness.
So important. Self-care is not selfish. And I think it takes some people, especially our generation, a long time to come to peace with that. And you're a better person when you're being coached, when you set your boundaries, when you put on the brakes sometimes. And sometimes no is very empowering. It's empowering to say no sometimes, because no leads to a yes in another place. Maybe a yes for me, for my family, for something that someone else I can help. Yeah, we need to put our oxygen masks on first. And sometimes it's just that permission, Kelly, like you said, give them permission to do what they need so they're a better someone for someone else.
Yes.
So important.
Yes, everybody reach out to Kelly. She's great. It truly has been just refreshing.
And Kelly, where do we find you?
You can find me at kkwellnessconsulting.com. You can find me at KK Wellness Consulting on Instagram. I'm also coach_K_KKW on Instagram. That's it. You can find me in those places.
I love that we all find each other.
Yes, absolutely.
Building our own community. Kelly, what would you like women who are listening today to take away? Drop the mic.
It's never too late. And there is a place where you can receive the support and information that you need, no matter how small or how big. And advocate for yourself. Ask really good questions. Gather your information. Like I said, just ask the hard questions. Don't accept no from your primary care physician. Move on to the next specialist. Get the information that you need. Keep getting further and further until you start feeling better. Absolutely. That would be mine.
Such a great take-home message. Katherine, what are we taking home today?
Again, whenever it comes to women and those symptoms start, those are signals, right? Something needs to be addressed. And all too often, women wait till they've taken care of their kids. The kids have gone off. It's like, time. I'm ready to take care of me now. If that's where you are, great. Let's start there. But also, ladies, start taking care of you earlier on, right? Recognize, again, it's not selfish to take care of you, to address those things so the symptoms maybe never start for you. But even if they do start, you're not broken, you're not alone. There is support, there's help. Sometimes it is as simple as a vitamin D, literally. And I like to remind all of us women at midlife, this could be the beginning. This could be your awakening moment when you have enough of that confidence just that life's given you, of everything really is going to be okay. And also your tolerance of nonsense is gone. So to me, that midlife point is really an opportunity for you to be your best self. Again, love women's health, never dismiss anything. And also, again, just don't wait for stuff to happen. Start now.
There's so much wisdom on the other side. And
Yes.
I think as women, a lot of times we're powered to push through. That's what society expects and seen as weakness if you don't. And why would you suffer? You said it when you started going through it, you suffered. When I did it, I suffered. I thought that was all there was. And we know now that is not necessary. My big message and my big take home is take action. Whatever that small step is, whatever that one thing is that you need, just do it. Do it now. do it during the weekend so that by Monday morning, you're able to have the conversations with your doctor. You're able to let your family know what's going on, and you're able to get back to feeling like your great self, and then get past that and be even your better self, and then help other women.
Absolutely.
Ladies, this has been an absolute pleasure to speak with you today. Thank you so much for taking time and sharing your message.
Thank you for having us.
You're busy. I'm busy. I'm going to make this quick. What if I told you I could turn my decades of knowledge of women's health, leadership, and performance in midlife into just days for you to start thriving? Because if you are a woman in midlife, waking up at 3 a.m., I've been there, exhausted, overwhelmed, foggy, anxious, and wondering what is going on. You don't need to spend years piecing it all together. I already did the work. You don't have to suffer a minute longer. We can figure this out in a weekend. That's why I created the Weekend Menopause Action Plan. It is a short guidebook to help you find your patterns, organize your symptoms, understand what's draining you, your sleep, your energy, and it's going to help you create a personalized map in a weekend. So by Monday morning, you're going to have a plan. No, everything's not going to be fixed, but you are going to have your first best step. My decades of knowledge turned into days of clarity for you. You can stop guessing, start planning, begin thriving again. Listen, do me a favor. Like, follow, and share. Share this with a woman who needs a map. And come by often. This is where midlife women get their edge back. I'm here for you. Again, decades into days. Let's do this.